Well, it's probably afternoon for you at this point, maybe, or very
Uh,
close to it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too.
Thanks. What did you do over Christmas? I want to hear what you thought of your trip.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We went to Jamaica, Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and the Bahamas. It was
Ah, what was your favorite part?
probably either the Bahamas because the water was like crystal clear. You could like go up to your waist, and you could still see your toes. Or Grand Cayman. I had fun in Grand Cayman. There were chickens running wild in Grand Cayman. Literally, there were chickens everywhere. They were
Wow.
in shops and like they were just running everywhere, all over the streets, and people were honking at them. It was really funny. And we went to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville in Grand Cayman, and then we went to Hooters in Cozumel.
Sounds like fun. Did you eat a
Yeah.
lot of good food?
Yes, it was really good food.
Yeah. The food on the boat was good?
Food on the boat was it was like a all day buffet, and you could go get whatever you wanted. Like each day they had a different like a theme
Mm-hmm.
because one night they had Mediterranean, one night they had grill, one night they had I don't know, but they just had a bunch of different stuff, and it was really cool.
That's very cool. That was a really great Christmas present, huh?
It was. We got off the ship and Mama, we were there. It's kind of like on an airplane. You know, you have to walk up this ramp and it's kind of like, and it curves and you get on the plane. That's kind of like how it is on getting on a ship. It goes up and then it turns around, it goes up and turns around. It's like this big flight of stairs, but it's a ramp.
Uh-huh.
And then walking down off the ship, and me and my brothers are just standing there laughing and making jokes and everything. And Mama goes, "All right, biggest surprise. We're going to get off this ship and go on the Disney." She goes, "No, I'm just kidding."
At that point, you were probably so tired, you're ready to just get home to your bed.
Yeah, but the when we walk into the buffet, there is this lady, and she had a spray bottle, and every day we'd walk in and she'd spray our hands and go washy washy, happy happy. And Levi came in and found us one day. He said, "I swear on everything, if I hear washy washy one more time, I'm gonna break somebody's jaw." She said, I'm tired of that. Every single day we had to hear that going in to eat something.
Well, could you imagine if somebody came in with dirty hands and then touched all the food and then everybody else came through and touched all
Right.
the it would be kind of gross, huh?
Yeah.
How's your wrestling going?
Um.
Don't look at me.
Are you still doing it? Are you still going?
Yes, ma'am. Next. What are you doing? Next Saturday is our last wrestling tournament. It's you probably don't have it in baseball, but it's like state.
Uh-huh.
Every school with a wrestling team in the state of Georgia is going to all pile into one huge gym, and for the day, I think it starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. I think, or it might be 9. I don't really know. It's in Gilmore County, Georgia, and it's the middle school. It's Georgia Middle School Wrestling Championships, and
Wow.
um, we'll be there obviously, and it's gonna be a lot of training that we have to do for this next whole week because
Mm-hmm.
I practice for 2.5 hours every single day, and
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, and everybody says all the stuff that we do, like the running and the training and the conditioning, they say, oh, it's exhausting and it's stupid, but honestly, I like it so much, it's totally worth it, and I love wrestling, and I'm gonna do there's once we get done with the school season wrestling, there's an extra team. It's called USA, and I'm probably gonna wrestle with that, but it's kind of like after school, kind of. So it's kind of like a year round.
It's like a club.
Right. And USA, they travel to state from state to state at times. And so I'll be doing that, and then I'll be doing golf. So,
Oh, wow. That'll be fun to try something new.
right.
That'll be cool. Well, you'll have to keep me updated and let me know how it goes.
I will.
Okay. I'm so glad I got to see you this morning.
Glad I got to see you too.
It's been a while, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Your hair looks pretty. It's getting light. Did you highlight it a little bit, or is it just from the sun?
Just from the sun when we went out on the cruise.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Thank you.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. What a doll.
Hello.
Hello.
How about this?
What is that?
This is the only crochet garment I've ever made in my life. When we went on our reunion trip with Mom and Dad to Arizona 4 years ago, I was crocheting it and I
Really?
got it done in like 4 days. Do you remember me sitting at the pool crocheting? Look.
How cute, Aim. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And I have no idea. It comes down to about to middle of my hip. And I have no idea what the pattern's name is, and I have no idea and I am almost want to say this is maybe a cotton blend.
How did you even follow the crochet pattern?
I have no idea. No idea. But I never wear it. So what I'm going to do is, and I wear a size medium to large women's. So, I mean, it's still pretty roomy and it has a little tie. And so I'm going to give it away. So if anybody is interested, ask down in the comments, put a comment, and the ones that say, hey, I'm interested, then I'll just choose from them and we'll give it away.
Okay.
How about that?
It's cute.
Well, I was at MFC last Sunday. You know what MFC is? Maximum fat capacity after the cruise. And I've lost 7 pounds this week. So I guess if you don't have 10 peach daiquiris and eating round the clock and no exercise other than going down to the bar, of course, then you can lose 7 pounds. But we have all been thinking about the new year, and Ronnie's actually got on the treadmill. And
wow,
take this off because I'm getting a little bit warm. I'm having another personal summer. So it is our 53rd skein.
Yes.
Up pretty quickly, and
it's been a while since we've recorded.
Yeah, I think it was December 16th that we recorded last. And
okay, right before Christmas. I have this little light that's shining through my window that's coming right across my face when I sit there.
Yes, that happened last time.
It'll move. In a few minutes, it'll be gone. But I am wearing...
Finally.
It's
finito. Oh, it looks so good, Debbie.
Isn't it pretty?
Yes.
I don't know if you can see. It's almost like a tunic style. It comes down to like the top of my leg almost, down a little bit over my butt.
Isabel Kramer Amory.
Yes, and it is in Zia Wool's Sugarloaf. And look at the size of the ball I have left.
And those are 500-yard skeins,
like
right?
560, I think.
Oh.
And I had three skeins, and I have a couple little nuggets left from the other balls, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I've worn it a bunch of times already, and it's going to be one of my favorite sweaters, I think. Excuse me. So that's one of my finished objects from the last several weeks, and I've been finishing off quite a few, actually. So
what have you decided for the New Year's? Has anybody made any resolutions or, the word of the year kind of thing? Any thoughts? You were telling me last night the word that you chose last year and why you chose the word this year.
Yes, I think this year I'm going to try and employ a more discipline. Last year I had, not that I'm not a disciplined person, but I think it's just going to help to keep me calm and focused, because I know if I'm disciplined about not putting things off, because a lot of my stress comes from knowing how much I have to do, mostly work-wise, that I worry more about what I have to do than just focusing and sitting down and doing it. And last year my word was pace, and that helped me to just do one thing at a time, right? Not try and do everything all at once, one thing at a time. And so this year, I think I picked discipline because it kind of crosses over all parts of my life, from eating and exercising and work life. And it kind of equates to not balance, but if you can apply a little bit of discipline to every part of the facets of your life, then for me, then I feel like each each piece is elevated a little bit more, and I don't know, just
Well, I've already called your husband because you told me your word is discipline. So I told him he needs to discipline you more often. So get more spankings this year.
did the sound thing on your computer get changed from last time? Because it doesn't sound like your sound is as loud as last time.
No, it's at the same spot. I may. Do you want me to pull it closer? Then I can have a bigger head than you.
Well, I can pull mine closer if I need to pull mine closer. Is
Does
that
it when
better?
you say it doesn't sound as? Is it not as loud?
Well, I look at the little bars, and I guess maybe they're about the same height as mine. My stupid son. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. That's good.
So I didn't have a word. I didn't think about a word, but this year I have a phrase, and it starts with "love yourself enough." Dot dot dot. So when I think about making decisions, do I really want to exercise today? Then I remind myself of my motto: love yourself enough to take the time to exercise. Love yourself enough not to have 5 pieces of pizza. Love yourself enough to take a little time to finish a sock that started before you cast on something new. So I'm hoping that that phrase will keep me focused and at least help me pause before I make a decision, because I love yourself enough to say no, whether it's boundaries at home or boundaries at work, or love yourself
Hmm.
enough to be a good mom and beat your children daily.
Right.
They don't have to find out incarceration. So, that kind of stuff. So that's what and I've never made any resolutions as far as, and my general resolution is to be healthier at the end of the year than at the beginning of the year, which sometimes happens, sometimes not. But I'm going to pull up. Hold on a second. I was inspired by, I'm not going to say the name until I have it pulled up because I don't want to completely embarrass myself. Hold on just one
You
moment.
afraid you're going to say the wrong name? You're going to mispronounce it?
Yeah.
I missed you when you were on your cruise and I couldn't talk to you every day.
I know. And then I called you from I called you from the Bahamas the day before Christmas, or the very first day we were out, or I can't remember. And you know what? The Bahamas is just sort of east
Uh,
of mid Florida. So, although it was warm enough to be in your bathing suit and sit out in the sun, the water was not very warm. Now, there were lots of people in the water, crazy people like Skein, not me. No, I was not doing that.
what do you
So,
think the temperature was? In the mid 70s, probably low 70s if it was too cold.
um, it was, it was probably the low 70s. Yes, or high 60s. I mean, it wasn't 60s, but okay.
No,
So,
60s is like frigid cold. You need a wetsuit.
well, that's what I thought it was.
No.
Okay, maybe it was 70, 72. It
Like
wasn't like
Ocean City
85.
cold, when the Ocean City cold
Yeah,
water is
yes.
cold. Yes.
Yeah, when you have little kids and they go in, they come out and they're shivering and the wind's blowing, their teeth their lips are a little bit blue, but they're out there in the water. That was us as
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't find it. So anyway, it's Marilyn, or she's I'm
Maryland. Yeah.
huh?
Maryland is her.
How do you spell her Instagram name?
Um,
Yeah.
Mairly, I think it is. Lynd. What is it that you?
Okay. Yes, got it. You guys seen this?
No, I haven't seen that. Oh my gosh. She's holding on to the top of a door frame.
Yes.
Is that
And
her?
yes, that's her.
Oh
I
my
don't know how many
gosh.
times she did it unless it's going around and around, but even one time, forget it.
Yeah, but she's probably half our age.
So what? She said on New Year's Eve, today in 1 year, on New Year's Eve 2019, I'll be able to perform a muscle up. So that's it's not the door frame. I think there's actually there may be a bar right there. I don't know. Anyway, I said to her, she was completely inspiring to me. No, I'm not going to be doing that because my nails probably wouldn't let me. But I decided two goals for myself. I want to be able to run on the treadmill for 45 minutes straight without stopping because I love to run. Our subdivision is kind of hilly, so in order to do that would be a little more of a miracle than just on the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be able to do 20 regular man push-ups.
You
So
could do that. That's not hard to do. I had a
So
goal one time to do 50 and I did 50 in a row. So you can do 20.
wow, okay. So the day after the cruise, when I got on the treadmill and walked, I don't even think I even jogged. Then afterwards, I stretched. I did some of my back exercise. I was able to do 8 sissy push-ups with my knees on the ground. Okay? So since then, a week ago, now I can do 12 sissy push-ups. I haven't even tried to do a real push-up yet.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Sure. It's like one of those things. Love yourself enough to keep pushing yourself. And if it's important to you, you will.
And I did the followed your mantra, and not yesterday, the day before, I finally called my pain management doctor to follow up on my MRI that I had at the end of October. And I actually made it. I know I haven't had it read yet. I don't even know what it says yet. So just being too busy and getting distracted and forgetting and not calling and, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and then doing something else through my lunch hour and half working, half, peeking in at
Right.
Instagram. And then the day gets by and you're home and you're exhausted and the place is closed and you can't call them. And, that's how
Yeah.
it's been.
You need a secretary.
Totally. Oh my gosh, I could use.
James can be your secretary now that he's retired. I'll call him back and let him know that.
Yeah, that'll go over well. So
Did you look at your FO? Did you look at your FO hashtag? This is the first time I've done this, and a lot of people may want to think about it. I just do hashtag Inked Indigo FO 2018. Well, now 2019 because I do have one FO already in this year, and then you can look back at the hashtag your very own and see. Did you look at yours and look at all the things?
Uh-huh. There were some things that I made that I don't think I tagged, like all those socks I made for my.
Oh yeah,
because those were mostly machine knit, so I didn't include those. But anyway,
I was very surprised. I have my tally: 7 sweaters, 8 socks, most of them shorties. Even the ones with the short legs, I still call long ones, but most of them are shorties. 2 fingerless mitts. Those are the Christmas presents I had. 1 pair of mittens, which I made on the fly right before we went to EYF. Thank God I did that.
Yes.
5 hats, which I gave all away, and 2 shawls.
Wow. I didn't make my list. I'll have to do that for next time. But the other thing I did was I called one of my book club friends, recommended an acupuncture place. I called and I made an appointment.
Not the same place as you had when you were pregnant.
No, it's a different place than that. But I went yesterday morning and did that. And he wants to see me again on Tuesday and again on Friday. He wants to do 3 sessions kind of close together to see how that works. And I think I do have a little bit of relief from that, believe it or not. So we shall see. I will keep you posted on the acupuncture.
Hey.
Excuse me. So do we want to get into the knitting?
I don't see why we should. Okay, so it is a new year.
Yes. I've had some false starts already. I've told you about it, but I'll tell you about it. Let's talk about a finished object. Do you want to see? Did I show these last time? Had I finished these last time?
No, you hadn't.
These are my Cozy Knitter Advent Socks. And I have the second one right here. And I posted these on Instagram.
Looked really good.
And I think I posted a picture of them on my feet. You guys remember I did the
Yes.
kind of broken rib cuff.
Yep.
And it's so funny because I put on that post, I said, I think I have enough left over to do another full pair of socks because I only had used about 1.5 of the 3 repeats per half skein. And so when I talked to Dad, he said, you know, I really love those striped socks.
I would have never guessed.
Me neither. He said, do you think you have enough to make a pair for me? And I said, yes, Dad, I do. And so I cranked those on the sock machine and I made Dad a pair of socks.
You already have put in the heels, toes, and cuffs. Oh my gosh, you did have enough.
And I made the cuff a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And these are like size 10 men's. So
wow.
I'm really hoping I'm going to give them to him today. We're going to go up there this afternoon.
Oh, good.
So I love how they turned out. His has 2 repeats of the gold with the red and some of the blue and green and
nice.
Yep. And I used the same contrast heel cuff and toe. That's the Lolo did it, her Yeti colorway in the plush sock.
Yeah.
So
I finished mine too.
Oh yes, yours has the little pearl bump on it.
Yes.
And Miss Babs?
No, this was left over from our box suite that Mom made.
Oh, okay.
For us.
Have you worn them yet?
I haven't. Well, no, because somebody, the little girl in my house, loves them so much. And of course, we have the same shoe size, even though she's a little bigger. She loves these so much that she wants them.
Oh, that's cool. That's so cute.
She's standing right here next to me, just hovering. There you are, my darling.
Thank you.
So now that I've shown them, I can. And do you see what's behind me?
Yes.
Socks that I started in May. I finished 4 days before we left for our this past cruise. This is Scribbles and Knits Sprinklers colorway.
And that micro striped? No. Oh, you striped it.
I put a 1 row dark blue. I think this was maybe from Yarn Cafe Creations. Mm. And I just put a stripe in every 5 rows.
I love that, Aim. That's so cool. That little one stripe.
A too short leg.
Oh.
That's right.
But the latest pair that you just finished, I think you've got it down.
Oh my gosh.
And what a pair to do it on too. Oh, they look beautiful.
I know. This is Sparkle. This is the Sparkle Wonderland colorway from Nomadic Yarns.
Oh my gosh.
I got for myself when I was buying myself a present every day of the Hell Week I held lavender mohair with the cuff and with the toe. Oh my gosh, talk about scrumptious.
Yeah.
Fuzzy. And this is a Miss Babs, one of her 25-gram minis from the Advent.
Why didn't you use the mohair with the heel?
I didn't want to.
Okay. So I need you to hold those up and I need you to hold them for a second or two with both of them together because I think we should do a screenshot of that for, you know what? I'll hold up my stripy socks.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I stop?
Yes, you can stop now.
Okay.
So you have an old whip that you finished. I think I've got you beat as far as timing on that. You want to see my old whip that I finished?
What old whip? Which one? What old whip?
Do you remember? My Cyril socks I started at the Country House Retreat.
Oh!
This is Saran yarn.
You got a string on the front of it. It's got, oh, nice.
Oh, thank you. Little Bobbins Cyril pattern.
So pretty.
And this is Berenbula toe and heel. So I finished that pair as well. I was really happy to get them finished. I don't know why they took me so long to knit, but
Why did they?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I've decided, in order to get socks finished without having 9 whips of socks like I have, I may have 8 now since I finished those right up there. You must not put them down until they're finished.
Yes.
Or discipline yourself, and I think this is what I'm going to do until all my sock whips are done. I'm going to take them with me during the week, like in the car. Sometimes I have to wait for somebody to get back, maybe I say I'm going to be there in 30 minutes, and they say, oh, can you make it 45? I'll get close to their house, I'll pull over somewhere safe, and I'll knit for a little bit. That kind of stuff. I think I'm going to take those socks whips with me for the week, and on the weekend knit on bigger projects or things that I want to knit on.
That's a good idea.
So, which one were you talking about? An old whip that I finished?
That one on your over your shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to show, since this is sort of fiber related, even though it's not knitting, I wanted to show something I got from Jared's girlfriend, Brooke. She's a crafty person, but I didn't really know what kind of crafty. Look what she made me for Christmas.
Oh my goodness. How cool is that?
You know, it's that string and nails.
Yes. Oh, wow. That must have taken her forever.
Yes, and Jared even said, Mom, it may take her a while to get done, but she had it done before Christmas.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful, Amy.
Isn't it so cool? So I'm going to find a place where so I can enjoy it all the time.
I love the simplicity of just the white on the dark.
I forgot. I've got 4 other socks I can add to my list. They were all my Christmas socks that I gifted the kids. And Ronnie, Christmas morning. Okay, so Christmas morning, we met for breakfast. We always had a spot in the dining room that we would be meeting at. So we kind of saw the kids. They worked out a couple mornings, and Christmas night. Yeah, I already showed it on the podcast. Christmas night or Christmas Eve, I said, okay, we're going to meet back at our cabin at, I think we said 9:00. And they said, okay, what is it? They had no idea that they were going to get a gift. So we have a tradition, of course, it's a Mushek tradition. We put up our manger on Thanksgiving and Christmas morning, but the baby Jesus doesn't go in the manger till Christmas morning because he's not born yet. So I brought baby Jesus on the cruise, wrapped up nice and safely. So first we took baby Jesus out and I held him in my hand and we all sung happy birthday to baby Jesus. That's the first thing we did. And then I gifted and gave all the kids and Ronnie their socks for Christmas.
Are those green ones the ones? Oh, I cranked all of them, right?
Yes, those are the ones you cranked. Yes, and yeah, they've all been cranked. Yeah, they were all cranked. And I added the heels, toes, and cuffs, and that's the first pair for Ronnie that actually are not shorties. So he was like, okay.
I kind of like these.
Yeah, it was really fun. So
cool.
So do you have anything else that you are finished?
My sweater, socks for Dad, socks for me, socks from EYF. I think that's it. I think that's all my FOs. Yeah.
I don't have more FOs. So tell us about your fall starts.
Well, one false start. And I'm not sure if this will become what it was supposed to become or if this will become something totally different. But here is my swatch for the Elton cardigan.
Oh, yes. See, I love it. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit of Debbie, and I haven't seen that until now. It reminds me a little bit of Melody's, her stripey one that she's doing. It's not the Elton. I forget the name of hers, but it has almost a similar. You don't like it because the variegation in the dark stripe is bothering you.
It's light and dark, and
I love that.
You do?
Yes. It gives it a very
maybe I'll have to knit it for you then.
Well, maybe you need to. Don't do that.
Why?
If you don't, because you bought that yarn for a specific reason and maybe it needs to be something else.
I bought it for the Elton.
Yes, but maybe it needs to be something else. It doesn't need to be that. You don't need to knit the whole sweater, even though that's in my queue. Just
Well,
saying.
what yarn did you buy for it? Or you didn't buy yarn for it yet?
I didn't buy yarn for it. And I'm thinking about not buying any yarn this year.
Yes, I'm thinking the same thing. Well, I can't say not any, but if I need something to match with something in my stash for a
Okay,
project,
listen.
okay,
It's
so
$4. It's $4 to send across the country. If you need something, ask me. I'll see what I have, and if I need something, I'll ask you and see what you have. There's no reason we need to buy any yarn this year. If I
okay.
want something terrible enough, I'll just dye it for myself or you.
Okay, so that's how far I got on my Elton. I got one shoulder and
I
the
really
other shoulder, and then I think I'm at the point. What?
is that's how you started the two shoulders, two separate.
And this is the skein of the. It's gorgeous yarn.
I think you are used to high contrast, specific. I don't know. I guess you just thought in your mind it would be solid stripes, didn't you? And it may not do that, Debbie. Those are very short stripes in that swatch. I mean,
Oh,
you're going to be,
that's true.
so that light may just go, 4 or 5 inches across and then it'd be dark. I think you should continue to knit it. I think you will like it in the end.
There is a lot of light in this purple, though. There's a
Yes.
lot of light. So maybe if it's mostly light, it would match this other one, and it would be little stripes of dark, and it wouldn't be so
It's
much.
going to look pretty. I think it's going to look beautiful.
Okay, well, I needed to talk
Pattern
through it.
It.
What?
You enjoy the pattern and the knit itself so far?
Yeah, well, I haven't gone very far.
Well, but still, I mean, it's
Well, it's a
easy to
hoagie
read.
pattern. Hoagie patterns are awesome. They're straightforward. They're easy.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just keep going and I'll see what happens. And if I end up not liking it after at the end, then maybe you'll get a Christmas gift next year.
Debbie, it's really not you.
It would look beautiful with your red hair, though, Amy, and your purple glasses.
I know.
Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Keep going.
I'm going to keep going. Okay.
So let's talk about my amory because for some reason, I don't know why, but after the cruise, I came back and I said, you know what? Let's see where I am on my amory. And really, I was literally within an inch of starting the lace on the bottom of the amory.
Really?
I don't know why I put it down, but I did because I was doing something else. Okay, so this is yarn that I dyed myself.
Yes.
And if you can see, you can sort of see faint stripes.
Mm-hmm.
So the minis that I dyed with that tiny, tiny bit of purple and chartreuse speckles in it.
Yes.
You can see every third row, I do one row with that. So I have decided I was going to just do short sleeve. So this is a modification. I put the lace on the short sleeve and I put
as opposed to straight
right
stockinette. And I did a 3/4 sleeve.
Yep. And I put my Wendy stripe on this sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
The purple little pops. And so I started, and I think I'm just literally like the 4th row.
It goes fast. Once you get into the lace part of it, it really goes fast.
Yeah. So I think I need to just keep working on this like on the weekends. So this will be a nice little top come springtime.
Yeah. I was thinking about picking up my V-back tee as well. I think I might pick that one up. Right. Yeah. I started that one right before the trip to New Mexico. I brought it with me, actually.
You cast on in the airport, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
The video of it?
Right. So and I really enjoy fingering weight sweaters. I think I enjoy them the most because of my climate, and I like just how they're, light and airy, and I don't go anywhere where I really need a heavy something. I did wear my Ailey's cardigan yesterday because it was cold. Amy, really? Last week, there were several mornings I woke up and in the car, it was 37 degrees on my way to work.
Wow.
It was cold, Very, very cold. So I got to wear a couple of my sweaters last week, which was nice.
Good.
What's your active whip right now?
My active whip. Okay, so I did take another sock with me on the cruise. I took the 24 Advent socks and I took Dag's
Halloween.
Halloween colorway.
What was the name of that colorway again?
I'm Not Scared or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look how cute.
And
I love how that's striped.
I know, and I'm starting the toe, which is this color, and look what I did for the heel.
I love it.
This is a neon sparkle that when I went to visit Tristan and Christy in Utah a couple years ago, she had made me or maybe was it then or was it after? So a neon like mini set, and this is one of the minis. Isn't that perfect?
Yes, she sent me one as well.
Okay, so then it was, I don't know when it was.
Yeah. It was about that time. It was about that time that you went. Now tell me, on your heels, how many rounds are you doing before you start your decreases?
Okay, so I don't know why I cast on 64 for this, because I usually cast on 60, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm not really sure what I was thinking. But I usually I do my toes and my heels exactly the same. Exactly the same as each other because I get tired of trying to figure out which to remember. I do one full round and then I go around again, and at the end of the second round, I start decreasing every other round until I have 10 stitches on each needle, and I Kitchener the 10 together.
Okay. So I do the same, except on my heels, I do 4 rounds straight
first.
before and I only decrease down to 12. I don't go down to 10. So
like, because you have a little bit higher instep, you've told me before.
Yeah. It gives me a little bit more room. So my active whip right now is
I didn't do a Christmas Eve cast on. I was on the boat, and I don't really knit a lot on the ship, so I did a New Year's Eve cast on, which happened to be my Wonderland socks, which I got done. But that was your Christmas Eve cast on?
Yes, it's Danny's Twinkling Trees pattern. And then this was a sock set. Everybody's saying, I love the colors you picked. You picked such good contrast colors, but it was a set. I didn't have to pick anything.
No,
this was from Adelaide Cottage that she sent that we won. It was a 50-gram skein of the main color and a 20-gram of this. So the leg needed to be a little bit shorter, I think. And so this is where I am on the foot. And this is how much yarn I have left.
For that one?
I think I'm going to play a little bit of yarn chicken, and then my toes, I have this to do both toes.
I don't think you are.
I think it'll be fine. It ends up going a lot farther than you think. And I only have to do, a couple more inches before I do the toe. I think it'll be fine.
I think you'll have plenty.
Yeah. So that's what I've been working on at the baseball field and in the evenings, because my brain usually is pretty tired by the time I get home.
Well, on the 8-hour, 9-hour drive down to Port Canaveral to get on the ship, and before, I've been working on my scrappy scarf.
Yes, I do remember that. Those colors are so happy and so bright. I love them.
I love them too, and I love using all my minis.
Yes, absolutely. What size needle did you use?
I used a size 4.
Okay.
84 stitches. And each striping combination is 7 stripes long. So at the very beginning, you have to switch after the 4th stripe so they alternate.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got...
Oh my gosh.
I figure I'm going to have to do it about maybe 70 inches or so. So if I wrap around, I'm going to put some little mini
tassels.
Mm-hmm. So I'm right here. So I have about, I don't know, another foot or so. But Mom said to me after our last podcast, because, she always gives me her input. She says, about the last podcast. And I thought, oh, here we come. When I had said, where you do your little stripe jog, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and at the bottom when you block it, she says, no, Amy, block it in the seam, like at the one side. You'd never see it. And that's true. You'd never see it.
She told
Duh.
me that same thing. That's brilliant, Mother.
Brilliant. I don't know why our legs and feet can't have a
Flat
seam
edges.
like that, so that a flat edge, so that you wouldn't see where your stripes jog. And I know there's ways not to jog how to jog your stripes, blah, blah. But I'll tell you what my favorite striping combination color is. You want to know? And this kind of surprised me. Let me find
Yes,
it.
I want to know.
Other than, of course, those
Purple.
which are my favorite.
Purple and green.
Look at this turquoise and brown combo.
Yes. That's
I
like it's a variation of the blue and orange, you know, the blue and rust that I am so drawn to.
I don't know. It makes me think when I do the Elton, maybe I need to do a combo of like a bright turquoise and a brown. I think I look good in browns. Do I have even a brown? I had a brown sweater or pullover at one time, and I got more compliments.
Where your Ailey's is that
Well, that's
rust.
rust. That's the rust color. Yeah, but I'm talking about like a nice dark chocolate brown. And of course, it's a dark color to knit with. But you gave me those couple last time I was there. You gave me that blue sweaters quantity and that red sweaters quantity.
Oh, did I give that to you? That red sweater? I was wondering where that went.
Do you need it back?
No.
I think it had alpaca or something. You said, Amy, it's too warm. Anything I knit
Yeah.
with it be too hot. So I have already sweaters quantities of those that I can match up with anything. There's no reason why I need to spend 1 penny on yarn. There's no reason for it.
I know. I have a ton of yarn too. Beautiful yarn. Yarn that
I know.
I have so many.
I need to take a day and dump all my stash out. Look at everything. I took a huge box. I packed up a huge box, probably of about 20 skeins maybe, and sent it to Aunt Janice.
Really?
With a whole bunch of patterns that I had printed off, that I had books for, that I had magazines from before, because she likes to be able to see stuff and to get it on Ravelry and download it, and then you don't have a printer, then you're trying to look at it from your phone. So I sent her a little surprise box before we went on the cruise, and she emailed me back. She's like, "Oh my gosh, Amy, thank you so much." So I know that was great. I mean, she can use all that stuff. I don't know about her local yarn store, but I still have. I mean, look at it, people.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, and you can't even see all of it. It's piggery. It's absurd. So when I see all those beautiful yarns that people are showing, and when they advertise, I'm going to look at it and say, that is absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to like the picture, and I'm going to swipe and move on.
That's right.
I look at it too much, and I find myself over in their website. Troubles. Love yourself enough to use your stash.
That's right.
So speaking of beautiful yarn dyers, should we talk about what might be coming up, or do you want to show any other knitted things you're working on?
I have one other thing that I started on Christmas Day, and Mom was chomping at the bit. She wanted to see what it looked like, and she wanted me to start it. And I said, well, maybe I should just give it to you, and maybe you should just knit it. She said, no, I want you to knit it. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to do. So this is the kit for the cardigan sweater in the Shetland book, and it's called Yell. And I don't have the color picture of it, but if you remember, this is what it looks like.
We bought it at EYF. It was Debbie, wasn't it the last kit they had?
I bought it because it was the last kit. They didn't have any more.
But you bought it because it was beautiful. But it just
yes.
Kit. Yeah.
It was the last one of that pattern kits that they had.
And it was really cool. It had this huge paper bag. They had printed on the front of the bag the pattern, what it looked like. And inside had the pattern and all the colors already. Because sometimes I think...
Not the pattern. I had to buy the book. But it had all the yarns.
All the yarns. So sometimes you're sort of like, there's so many choices. Yes, Skyland's doing charades over there, asking me a question. You have so many choices. It's like going to Home Depot and looking at the swatch of colors, the 5,000 swatches of colors, and trying to pick one for your bathroom. You know,
Yeah.
so it was really nice that they had already organized all that. Oh, so nice.
So I put it in a longer burger basket.
Yes.
I went to work. That was one of the things I did during my lunch hour. I blew up the
Mm. Dart. Yes.
yes, and I started it. And this is how far
Dart.
I got.
Is it bottom up?
It's bottom up. Get all these yarns off of here.
Oh my gosh, Debbie. Oh, so pretty.
I'm just barely the first couple rows. So it starts, most of the color background is this dark gray. That's the edging. That's the main part of the sweater with the light gray pattern on top. But there's this band around the bottom of the sweater. And I did the medium gray and the dark green, and then there's like a tan color with the rust.
What is it at the bottom? Is it a seed stitch bottom?
It is a seed stitch. Yes, you have a very good eye. So these are
that's my eye, that's my eye.
so it's made with this Jameson Shetland Spindrift is the name of the yarn. And these are the 4 colors that are in the color work so far.
Oh, so pretty.
They're beautiful. I mean, they're like, you can see
So autumnal.
yes, and they're not just like a solid color. They're heathered with other colors in there.
Mm. Are they? It's Shetlandy. It's
Woolly. Yeah, it's
woolly.
very woolly. Here's the light gray.
Pretty.
And then the dark gray.
Those are definitely your colors, Debbie.
So I've been working on my socks the last couple days since I worked on this for a little while.
So it's going to be steeked. Is that the deal?
Mm-hmm.
You knit it in the round and you steek it. Okay, so one of the things that I would like to challenge myself, not too many things. I think one thing is plenty for this year, knitting wise. I've never steeked a sweater.
That's the steek right there in the middle.
Maybe I would do that this year. But I'll have to pair it up with a California trip because I don't think I'd be able to cut through it without Mom or you with me.
Oh, come on. It's not that hard. It's not that scary even.
Yeah, but then after you cut it, then you're freaking out then, aren't you?
No.
Okay, well,
freaking out.
Speaking of sweaters that might be cool to steek to make a cardigan, I love Boylan Knitworks Nordiska.
Oh, that would be a nice one.
Because when you're endowed at the top with the girls, all of these yokes are really cool, but it just makes you bigger than you are, which I guess if that's okay, if that's what you want. But I love how the color work on this sweater is around the bottom.
Yes, and it's not like super long. It's kind of cropped and sporty.
No, and it actually has a V-neck at the top.
Really?
Yes, so how cool would that be to actually steek it into a cardigan? Because a lot of cardigans don't have a V-neck.
You got to pick the right yarn.
Well, that's true. I need to pick the right yarn. So, is it a DK? I'm sure it's a DK. Is it a DK?
Do you have enough DK in your stash to be able to knit that?
Platisma.
That's something to consider because if you're only knitting from stash and most of your stash is fingering.
And you know what? I think I bought the pattern. Wasn't it on sale? I think I had bought the pattern. Let me go to my library and see if I have it. If not, it's in my favorites for sure.
We need to plan our sister's trip for 2019. Do you think we'll take one this year or no?
I don't know.
We took 2 last year. That was kind of extravagant.
We were just too extravagant. Okay. I did put it in my favorites. Let me see. It is fingering.
Whoa, woohoo, party!
Fingering weight. Yes, so I won't have an issue with that because I could use those sweaters quantities.
Oh my gosh, Amy.
I mean, even if it's DK, I can dye anything I need.
You could make that a Christmas sweater if you use the red on the top and did the bottom.
Hold on, let me go get those. They're right on the other side of the camera. Keep talking. Let me get those things.
Okay, and I'll tell the story about how I got that yarn. There was a
Okay.
yarn store here in San Diego that went out of business, and they like slashed all their prices to probably less than half. And that particular yarn, I think it has silk in it, Amy. If you
It
look
does.
at it, it does. It has a little bit of a silk content. And I don't
It's
know
a
how,
Heritage Silk by Cascade.
yeah.
Guys, Debbie has got the best idea because I've always said I want to make a red sweater.
And you have some good darks and lights back there. It's coming through a little bit.
Right. That's more, it looks a little orange on the camera,
Yeah.
but it's more of a true berry red.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? Oh, I've got plenty of things to choose from to go
Yes.
with. Now
How many colors are in the color work?
let me
Because you could even use
this moment right now.
you could even use the red in some of the color work if there was a
There's 3
only 3.
gray, dark navy, and gold. Let me see. Gray, dark navy, and gold. There's only 3 total. There's only, other than the main color, there's only 2 other colors.
Oh, 2. A dark and a gold. Well, you could do a dark and a gold with the red. Do you have a gold or a green? Hold up that color work again. Let me see. Is that contrast color is only against the dark?
So the red would actually be the gray that you're seeing.
Yes.
So I need something light.
Yes. It would be a perfect Christmas sweater, Amy. With that middle part would be red.
Green, then it would be Christmas. You only wear it at Christmas.
No, well, then do gold, and you could wear it all through the fall. Do you have a golden color that would go with your red? Even if it was a variegated. Yes.
This has got little red specks in it. Do you see that?
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful, Aim. That would be gorgeous with one of those dark grays.
And was it Danielle? Danielle DM Brown that was doing a stash, a de-stash. I said, oh my God, hello. I think it was her. Yeah, it's got little pops of that red. Wouldn't that be pretty? And then I would need one more color.
The dark gray up on the upper left there. I don't know what that is. With the blues. Yeah.
That is.
Do you have an
from Color Pearl?
It'd be beautiful.
Or would I need to use brown since there's brown in that? I do have brown. I've got brown yak.
That would make it a really more fall inspired. If it was a dark brown, red and gold, that'd be beautiful.
This is a cashmere. It's got cashmere blend in it.
Yeah. Either one. That's pretty.
That is pretty. What is that? Oh, it's sweet Georgia. Cash Lux.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 3 oh, there's another bag. But the other one that you sent me, let me sit straight before I hurt my back. The other one, you remember what the other one was? Sweaters quantity?
No.
Astral.
Oh, that dark gray single ply.
Aka, wool, and tencel.
Yes. That's a DK though, I think, right? Or a sport weight?
3.5, 100 grams for 197 yards. Yes, it's more of that.
It's more even a worsted. That's a very loosely plied. Yeah, I remember that. That's another one of the ones that I think I got on the sale.
Kind of a almost has a bluish sheen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Too hot for California for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so now I will be rethinking some new projects, but I am definitely going to finish my
Elton? Not
Amory,
Elton. Amory. Mm-hmm.
and I need to finish my The Girl and the Sea. I didn't work on that at all. Remember with the cable, the honeycomb cable at the bottom that
Mm-hmm.
I'm using, Miss Babs, the dark blue, the dark purple. So
And
those two have to be finished.
didn't you, since our last podcast, block your arrow sweater or something that you finished? What did you have on the blocking mats this last time? Just like a week or so ago.
I haven't had anything on the blocking mats.
Are you
No,
sure? Maybe it was someone else.
it wasn't me. I
I
haven't had the blocking out. The last things that I finished before in December are the fingerless mitts that I didn't need to block. I gifted. The socks were done. Haven't blocked anything. Were you thinking about a garment? I
yeah,
haven't had
sweater.
not me. Somebody else. A
Mm.
different system.
I thought maybe I'm thinking back to when you finished your arrow sweater.
That was last year. It's one of my sweaters I made.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm losing it.
Think about, and I really like to think about the things that look good on my body style.
The things that make you feel comfortable in your body.
Right. That's right. And the things that flatter and everybody thinks about that. And of course, I'd like the nice, chunky, oversized things, but then it makes you feel like you're in a potato sack. And if you're 90 pounds, then that's fine. But you're not 90 pounds, it's probably, why do you want to wear a potato sack? Usually the
Well,
thing.
I think it all comes down. I don't know if you've watched Amy Beth's extra episode that
Mm,
she recorded about body, not body awareness. What was the word she used? Go and watch Amy Beth's, not the latest one she just put up, but the one prior. And she was basically saying, don't wait until you're the body that you want to have before you knit yourself a sweater. Like, you do something now. And so many of the sweaters are oversized sweaters if you lose weight, and it'll just be an oversized sweater for you or whatever. But it was more about worry less about what people may view you as and how you're going to be judged based on what you're wearing that maybe wouldn't be flattering for your body type. If you like it, if you're comfortable in it, if you enjoy wearing it and you like the way it looks on yourself, then who cares what other people think, right?
Yeah.
So it's more about personal decision than about being influenced by those around you, I think, is what I like to
Yeah.
think of it too.
And I think the things that I look best in are V-neck things,
Mm-hmm.
cardigans that are a little bit more form-fitting,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel okay wearing them. And a lot of those, and I love the color work up here, but they're not V-neck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cardigan, or it's even in the round and you steek it, then it flops open. You can see the floats. But
Well,
then I was
that's what's cool about this yell sweater, because it's a
already,
long
yes,
V, right?
yes. So, but then I was watching, of course, the Grocery Girls, and Jody's last
Yes,
one
beautiful.
was that it wasn't the throwback. Was it? No, the
No,
one. What was the one that she just recently did? And she
it
steeked.
it was from Tin Can Knits
Yes, the Strange Brew.
Strange Brew. Mm-hmm.
It looks so beautiful, and it
Yeah.
didn't flop open. She had it. It just looks so nice. So
Excuse me.
bless you. I think I'm really gonna like the Nordiska because it has all the elements that I like. It has the V-neck, so even if I steek it, it'll still be like a V. It has the color work on the bottom, which we haven't really done much yet. You can make it long sleeve, short sleeve, so maybe that'll be my project for 2019, that I'll learn some new things. You held back a yawn just then, I could tell. Am I boring you?
No. Oh, we
So
stayed
what's
up.
coming up for you in life?
Just a lot of work, I think.
Well,
This
I
year
feel
is going to
lucky
be
that
very busy at work.
the girl that works with me, she went out 2 weeks before Christmas unexpectedly for surgery. So she's going to be back on Monday.
Oh, yay.
The Lord, thank you, Lord, that she's finally gotten released back to work. So now I can not have 10 patients a day and feel like I'm writing missed visit notes all the time because there's 70 visits in a week and nobody can help me because it's over the holidays and it's a short week already because it's New Year's, and people calling me saying, I didn't think you, or do I have therapy anymore? And I'm thinking, yes, you got therapy, but I can't get to you. And
Yeah.
how to prioritize when they're all important and they all need you and they all want you to come. It's
Stressful. Yeah.
stressful. And then my boss is just like, oh my God, I got a call from the higher ups saying, what is going on in Athens? Because there was like 26 missed visits the week of Christmas when I was gone because she was out and I was out. In 13 years working together, that's never,
Ugh.
ever happened before, ever.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I thought we had help, but my one therapist is on a cruise and the other one's out with surgery, and that was not actually supposed to
Expected.
happen. But
Yeah.
that's why I chose physical therapy, because it's not emergency medicine and people will live without me or somebody for at least a week.
Yeah.
And I was on the radio the other day.
You were?
I called in because the guy, one of the hosts of the show, he had bunion surgery, and then he got a blood clot, which was really, really bad. And then he was complaining about his crutches and why can't anybody make a set of crutches that are better feeling under your arms and stuff. So I had to call in within 5 rings. The other host came on. She says, can you hold on a minute? I'm like, sure. So we had this 3.5 minute conversation, which they played the entire thing at the next break. I said, you're not supposed to be leaning on the top of crutches. That's why you're supposed to be putting them against your rib cage. You're supposed to be leaning on your hands. And then we talked about physical therapy and how it's important for him to go. It was really funny.
Oh, how funny. That's so
And
cool.
I was just like, darn, I wish I should have said, now what kind of free advice can you get? You got any tickets to any concert coming up? I should have asked, but I didn't.
Yeah. That'll come back around. That good karma comes back around.
So let's talk about, it's not too early to start talking about our third annual
Mother's Day mystery knit along.
Yes, Mother's Day mystery knit along. I just got the pattern kind of scratched out finally. Danielle, who is our trusty helper, and sort of our secretary and our test knitter and extravaganza person, she is knitting the third. There's only going to be 3 clues. But I think what we're going to do, Debbie, this year is like the 1st of April, the 10th of April, the 20th of April. Have 10 days between the clues because it's just natural to split them up into 3 clues this time. And
Okay.
Mother's in the U.S. is May 12th or something like that. So they'll be done well before Mother's Day so they can block and gift it if that's the purpose of it.
Okay.
So, and what you basically need is 1 full skein of fingering weight in a tonal or lightly speckled, and 3 20-gram coordinating minis. A skein of mohair. You yawned again. I saw it.
No, I didn't. I just took a deep breath.
Okay, and the mohair, a skein of mohair that sort of coordinates with the minis, is an optional thing you can get or not. So we've chosen our 2 dyers for the mystery knit along, and they are
Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn and Lauren from Lolo Did It.
That's
she
right.
was one of our
First
other
3 pips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to be, they're really excited that we asked them. So I told them that they're going to start working on colorways and kits and things like that this in the next week or so. So I'll let them know when they can start posting. So just be ready to check out Tristan Dragon Horde Yarn and Lolo Did It, Lauren's Instagrams for posts that will be coming up in preparation for the Mother's Day knit along.
Did you pick the name?
I think I did.
I like it.
Melody helped me, and everybody had a lot of really great names. So The first one was called A Mother's Heart.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was called A Mother's Gift.
Yes.
This one is going to be called A Mother's Legacy. So I think that was very fitting.
Yes.
So anyway, that's all the news I've got.
Okay.
We probably
we finished our
I'm Not a Snowflake.
I'm Not a Snowflake socks, and I picked the winner from Instagram, and I picked the winner from the Ravelry group. Melody actually won the Instagram.
That's right.
And gosh, I can't remember the gal. I posted it in the group, the winner from the Ravelry group. So
gifts already?
I sent them all out already, so that's been taken care of. Yeah, I think we should do another sock knit along in the meantime.
Okay.
While maybe I'll put up a thread, and I don't know if we want to. Do we want to have a theme for the sock knit along? Finish your second sock of your sock whip knit along.
Finish all your sock whips.
I know I've seen a lot of posts about people saying, I'm not letting myself cast on another sock until I finish one sock, so at least you're not increasing the number of whips you have. You're just working through, the ones that you have. And to be quite honest, I worked through.
Let's kind of do that. And even a one sock, not a shorty, but one sock is an entry. So if you finish a pair, then that's 2 entries, because a lot of us have one socks floating around and the other one is half done. So that maybe that's something that we should do. Meanwhile,
Okay. So if you knit your socks 2 at a time, will you get 2 entries for a pair?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I finished the only sock whip that I have on the needles right now that I'm considering frogging, and the reason why I'm considering frogging is because I think the gauge is too small for the yarn I picked. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Actually, it's right here behind me. It's my Galliano socks. Tracy's.
Speaking of that bag, pick up that bag. That is who?
Critium Handmade.
Oh, never mind. That's a beautiful bag. You know who I thought it was? I thought it was Darlene's.
Oh.
Bag Awesome Granny. And she just messaged me this morning. She wants to send a couple bags for giveaways for the Mystery Knit Along.
Oh, good. How fun is that?
Hey, Darlene, thank you.
So.
Oh, yeah, the Galliano. Oh, you think it's too small, Debbie?
I don't know. I think the gauge was I already took it off the needle.
Well, put it on your foot now that you took it off the needle. Does it fit over your ankle?
I just think when I put it on, it's going to stretch out the pattern so much that it's not going to be pretty.
Make fingerless mitts. Since you've gotten it that far, put it on your wrist. Yes, Debbie. Put it back on the needles. Debbie, that's perfect gauge for that.
And insert a thumb?
Yes. Or even have no thumb.
What do you mean have no thumb?
You know how sometimes it's open?
Oh, just just have an opening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think about it some more.
So did you pick the wrong size? Or the wrong needles? Or what happened?
I don't know. I don't know. This is a 2-ply yarn, and it just seemed like when I was knitting it, it was so tight for some reason. I don't know if it's because it's cabled.
You were having stressful days at work. That's what the problem was.
Maybe. I don't know. It's beautiful yarn. I mean, this is
beautiful pattern.
And beautiful pattern. I just don't know what my problem was. This is the Wool Barn.
Oh, yes.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous yarn.
I think they should be fingerless mitts.
This is her Wild Berries colorway, 80/20 twist sock 4-ply. Oh, it's a 4-ply. It's just really plump 4-ply. Maybe that's why I was having issues with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's my only other sock whip other than my Twinkling Trees socks, which is pretty crazy because usually I have more socks than that. I'm thinking about casting on these socks. Remember these socks?
Yes. Yes. Stripies?
No, I think I'm going to do heels and toes and cuffs, and this is going to be the main color. These are Leading Men Fiber Arts that I got at Stitches Southwest.
You see where they were all of Christmas week? Walt
No.
Disney World.
Oh, how fun.
The girls got princess-ized or princess, what do you say? Princified. Got princessified. It looked beautiful. And Eric is down. Eric sticks
No, you're thinking of Eric. I'm talking about leading. Oh, okay.
They were both down in
Oh.
Florida. Yes.
How funny.
I don't know if they met up, but I think wasn't Eric in Orlando or somewhere? Oh my God, Debbie.
I think
Hold that up again and hold it still. Look at that purple in the gray.
I know.
50 grams?
50 and 50.
Oh my gosh. So pretty.
This is called the upside down. That's the color you like.
Oh my gosh.
And this is called Mary's Jam.
You cannot buy yarn. You cannot buy yarn. Love yourself enough not to buy yarn. Love yourself enough.
Do I need to send these to you?
No! I cannot cast on another sock. I've got too many. And I think we should name our sock knit along lazy ass sock knitters or something like that. Hashtag. We got to think of a name for the sock along.
Okay. LAK. Sock along.
Lazy ass knitters. That's good. LAK. Sock along. Make that a hashtag. Where's my secretary? Okay, so you're gonna open up a thread starting today.
Okay.
Until we start the mystery knit along, which is gonna be first clue April 1st.
Okay.
You should be able to get tons of entries in.
January, February, March. 3 whole months.
Yes. And if you don't have anything, then call me and I'll send you some of my whips you can finish for me.
Or you can start something and finish it in the time that you're...
Anything but a shorty. Even if it's a lazy short leg like I do. That's what Ronnie says. That's a lazy leg right there. If you're lazy, you don't knit it long enough. It's a lazy leg.
That's sometimes why I like doing toe up, because when you're on the leg, then you can really tell comparatively. Once you have the heel in, you can really tell how long it is. Sometimes you get duped into thinking, oh,
Yeah.
once I put the heel in, this will be a lot longer.
Or you think it's going to be a lot quicker? The foot and the leg really are the same length.
I like mine. Yeah, I like mine to be the same
You
length.
had told me when you fold it in half at the afterthought heel, literally the toe and the end of the cuff are matching.
They should be at least matching. If they're longer, if the leg is longer, then it's even nicer.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Not like those.
Are those for you? Are you going to keep those? Or are you going to give them away?
I'll have to. Nobody else will want them. Maybe Melissa will want them. Her and I have the same foot size.
All right.
So you're gonna start a thread, LAK sock along.
Okay.
One sock, as long as it's not a shorty, is an entry. So I think there should be one thread.
Yeah.
Just bombard it with chatter and finished objects. It's only a sock, you know?
Yeah.
We'll pick a couple prizes from that one thread. So just go for it.
Okay.
But if you're in that thread too often, it's obvious that you're a lazy ass sock knitter because you're not knitting on your socks. So don't be in the thread too often.
Right.
That's the problem. I probably could get more sock knitting done if I just put Instagram down, and Ronnie would probably say, yeah. Duh.
I know. I've really tried over the last several weeks towards the end of the year to not be on it so much, and it
was nice to be unplugged when we were on the cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Just like people have said, they've taken a break. It really does consume
too much. Yeah. And it's inspiring, and it's fun to see what your friends are doing. It's fun to stay connected, and it's good if you're, you don't have a knitting group or you don't have a knitting community that's local to you. That's a great way to stay connected. But sometimes at the same time, you just find that time goes by and you wonder, well, what did I do all evening, or what did I do,
I guess it's all relative. I mean, if you're choosing it over, shooting heroin, it's probably a good option. But if you're choosing it because you're bored or you don't want to knit or you don't want to spend time with your family, it's probably not a good option. So,
yeah.
it'll probably be about a month before we podcast again. We've got Skyland's wrestling tournament next weekend. We've got Levi's wrestling tournament the week after. And then the last weekend in January, we're going to make the 9-hour trek to Arkansas to Harding University.
Oh.
I think Levi has committed his academic and athletic scholarship that he got for next year. It's it's actually a Christian university college.
Yeah.
And he'll be playing football. And his stepbrother, his dad's wife's son, will be a junior at Harding next year. And he plays
Okay.
football too. So
I wasn't sure what grade he was in.
Yes, so he's a sophomore this year, he'll be a junior next year. So
How
it'll be
great.
kind of cool if the kids want to come back, they'll be able to ride together.
Yeah.
So we're going to be meeting with coaches and things. So that's going to be, I'll probably take a Friday off, and me and Ronnie will drive and stay in a hotel, meet with them, try to drive part of the way back on Saturday. So that's going to be maybe several of my weekends come fall if we're going to go out and see him play.
Yeah.
Lots of card knitting. Yay!
Yes, that's a good thing.
So it'll probably be in February before we get to see each other again.
Okay. Well, we'll talk.
I need to schedule my next California quickie trip.
Okay.
So
Sounds good. Okay,
So-
you guys enjoy your knitting. Put your socks in our LAK sock along. Okay, I'll put up.
capital L, capital A, capital K, sock along.
Okay, this is to keep Amy motivated to finish her socks.
Yes.
No casting on. No casting more on until you have how many? What's your goal? How many we want to finish before you cast another on?
Oh, I need to finish them all. I've decided.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm going to put my pictures, and I'm going to go into the chatter thread. And even if my name is pulled, then I'm not going to take the prize. But that is going to be my motivation, because I know you people are probably going to end up sending me private messages. Amy, we haven't seen a picture lately in the thread.
Get
What
it
are
in
you
there.
doing?
That's
Get
right.
in there. Those socks are going to be my projects during the week.
Okay.
So,
All right. Everybody happy knitting. Love you.
if you can't be kind,
Be quiet.
bye.